Hey everyone, today we're taking a look at the new SH Figuarts Satoru Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen. This is the Tokyo Jujutsu High School version, which is Gojo from the Hidden Inventory arc in Season 2. I really liked both Gojo and Geto in the Hidden Inventory arc, so I was looking forward to this figure, and I've heard it articulates really well, and it's just nice overall, so I'm looking forward to this one. I purchased this figure from a store called Saga Concepts. I got both this one and Toto from them. They're not like a sponsor or anything. I just had a good experience with them, so I figured I would just go ahead and mention that since they had pretty good prices and quick shipping. I thought I'd mention the box for this one real quick just because it's different than the other Jujutsu Kaisen boxes. This one has a white background instead of the black background. Do you want to see the boxes in my reviews going forward? I normally don't show them just because the boxes aren't something that I'm normally super into, but if you prefer me showing the boxes at the beginning, I can do that. Just let me know in the comments. So here's how Gojo comes in the package. The hair on this one is a bit more unruly than the first release, the older Gojo. You can see here it's a bit more styled and less poking out all over the place. The eyes on this one are very bright blue, and those look good. They've been doing a great job on the anime eyes lately. I think the face sculpt is pretty good. It's a good likeness to Gojo. The hair looks nice. It is a bit pokey, so swapping out the faces, you can hurt your fingers a little bit. For the body, it is kind of just plain blue plastic for the most part. This one is a bit more blue than the first release of Gojo that had a bit of a purpliness to it. So I do like the color they went with for the new one. I didn't dislike this one. I think it still looks good for the older Gojo, but this one looks nice for like the high school uniform. His proportions are nice and lanky. As a lanky boy, I appreciate that. The feet, he's just got these kind of plain black shoes on. Nothing too exciting there. Then really the only paint detail on the body is this little button. This is nice and shiny and painted well. Yeah, so overall, relatively plain with the paint and details, but it does look good. It does look like it's supposed to, so I can't complain too much. This one did have the same situation as Toto, where out of the package the hips are flared out a little bit, but you can mush those in. So for accessories, other than this face that comes on him in the package, he comes with these 4 other faces. Kind of a surprised face, a happy face, another happy like laughing face, and then more of like a smug sort of talking face. I do wish he came with a face from the scene with his enlightenment, or some sort of face at least from his main fight in the Hidden Inventory arc. I think maybe they didn't include that because Bandai doesn't really do battle damaged or bloody looking faces generally, but it still would have been nice. Along with those faces, he comes with a tiny pair of sunglasses. The lenses of these are just opaque plastic, and then the bridge and the limbs are painted well. Those are nice and silver. And to use these, there's a couple little spots on the side of the face that are like carved out for these to fit in. So you just kind of slip them underneath the hair. And they hold on the face pretty well. And those look good. You can see here there's grooves on the side of each of the faces where the glasses slide into. For hands, he comes with fist hands in the package. One right cell phone holding hand, and the cell phone is attached to the hand. It's painted well, so it looks pretty nice. And since it's attached, you don't really have to worry about it falling out of the hand, so that's good. One right peace sign hand. One right hand for using his curse technique red. A pair of open hands. A pair of style posed hands where 3 fingers are closed a bit more and the index finger is pointing and a bit more open. A right hand that looks like it's kind of grasping, like it could be holding something. It would have been great if they included a can of soda as an accessory for the walk with him and Geto, but they did not, unfortunately. One left sort of pointing style posed hand, and a pair of pocketed hands. These have the thumb sculpted going over the pocket, and then you just place this over where the pocket would be, and it looks like he has his hands in his pocket. And the pocketed hand has a pretty good effect. I think it ends up working out pretty well. That looks pretty good. No energy effects with the accessories. I do wish there had been some energy effects. But on to articulation. The head is on a double ball peg. So with that, he can look up this much. A little bit limited because the hair bumps into the back of the neck there. But you do get most of your articulation on the lower neck, which is nice. Looking down, he can tuck his chin about that much. Also not the most articulation looking down there, so that could have been better. Since it's a double ball peg, and then there's a ball peg at the neck, you can get the head moving all around however you'd like, so that's good. At the shoulders, the arms will go up this much, good range there. There is a butterfly joint with a little cap here, and you can reach forward a pretty good amount. So there's about how much you can get the arms reaching forward. Pretty good, and you can have him reaching across his chest. And then those butterflies will also come back a pretty good amount. There will be some gapping there if you push the butterfly all the way back. The butterfly joint feels like it comes in and then there's a ball sitting like right here. So you can hinge that out a little bit as well and wiggle that around how you'd like. It's going to separate a bit and get some gapping there if you do that, but it will allow for those poses if you needed to. There is, let's get him situated. There is a bicep swivel. Double jointed elbow that gets really good range there. And then at the wrists, he's got the standard ball hinges, so you'll be able to move those however you'd like. The hole in the sleeve's pretty big as well, so not a ton of issues with the hand clashing into it. Coming down to the torso, this lower part is soft and pliable. It does have a little bit of a different sheen than the upper part, especially under these lights. I don't think you're really going to notice in normal lighting when it's on a shelf. Also, I'm noticing now there's little sections carved out right under his arms, so that the arms can go down all the way. So you can really tuck those against the body, so that's nice. For the diaphragm articulation, there's a ball joint here. With that, you can lean him back a really good amount. There is a little bit of a gap though, but you can kind of tuck this and situate it so it looks alright. And leans forward, not quite as much, but still pretty good. Again, some gapping here. And when you move it back and forth, you're going to want to make sure that this is tucked in so it doesn't get all flared out and banana shape. Also a ball peg at the torso, so leaning back with both joints. Ton of range going back. And pretty good range going forward. Again, you can get a giant gap back here, but I don't think it'll be an issue once it's posed. And on both of those joints you can lean side to side. A ton of lean there. So that's very nice. At the hips, these go out. Almost the full splits. I think that's going to be enough. They will kick forward a really good amount. And they don't even get flared out to the side. That's really nice. The only thing stopping them is the torso that it's bumping into, but you can see it kind of squishes it a bit. You can really get a lot of nice range there going forward. Going back, not quite as much. It's got the butt cheek sculpted in, but you can kind of tuck the butt cheek a little bit under the hip articulation. Go back just a smidge. Not the most range there. Double jointed knees that can fold up all the way. Those are good. It's the benefit of a lanky boy. And he does have an upper thigh cut. This is on a ball joint, so it has a little bit of wiggle to it, so you can shift it a little bit back and forth and side to side if you need to. Coming down to the feet, the foot can go back a pretty good amount. It does start to flare out the back of the pants there a little bit. And going forward, not as much. It bumps into the cuff of the pants again. And then these are ball hinges, so those can rotate, and there is a pretty good ankle pivot. There's also a toe hinge, a decent toe hinge. It's not super floppy, so that's nice. The ankles in general are pretty stiff, so I think it'll hold the figure up pretty well. So overall, pretty good articulation here. Definitely one of the better articulated Jujutsu Kaisen figures. So I don't really have Many complaints or issues. The head could maybe be articulated a bit more. Like he could be able to look up a bit more. Other than that, I think it's got everything you would want here, so very happy with the articulation. For size and comparisons, Gojo is standing at about 6¼ inches tall. Here he is with the first release of Gojo. I don't have the one from Jujutsu Kaisen 0. You can see the difference in color with their outfits, and I am noticing now that the skin tone is just a little bit darker on the older Gojo. Older Gojo is also just a smidge taller than our new younger Gojo here, but I think they both look pretty good. And he's also next to his best friend, Suguru Geto, from Jujutsu Kaisen 0, though I suppose they're maybe not best friends at this point. We'll go ahead and get the rest of my JJK figures out of the way. Here he is with Nobara, Megumi Fushiguro, Yuta, and Yuji. We didn't have room for Toto, but there's Toto. So sorry, Yuta. Toto's a bit posed up right now, but they're about the same height. I just recently got Yuta and Suguru Geto from Jujutsu Kaisen 0, so I don't have reviews of those. If you want to see reviews of those, let me know. Even though they're a bit older, maybe those are figures you'd like to see a video of. Here he is with the SH Figuarts Kakashi from Naruto. I feel like both Gojo and Kakashi have like the white/gray hair, fun teacher vibe. Here's Marvel Legends Nightcrawler, just for the 6-inch domestic figure comparison. And then here's the V-Toys Asura, just because I still had it out and I like this figure. So overall, I like this figure a lot. I really enjoyed the hidden inventory arc and seeing Gojo and Geto being best friends together. This is more of a fun, unruly version of Gojo, and it poses really well, which is always great. I think my only complaints with this are there's no energy effects. I would love some manner of energy effect with him. I've seen some people like on Instagram are making red, blue, and purple energy effects to buy to go along with your JJK figures. And they look really nice. I may end up getting one of those at some point. But I do wish Bandai would just include them with the figures. Some sort of energy effect. You know they've got the red one. They included it with the JJK Zero Gojo. But it's alright. The other accessories he comes with are good. I do like those a lot. The only other one I wish he came with was a little soda can just for the one scene where him and Geto are walking down the street and they're doing their funny walks. That would have been perfect. And then maybe some shading. It doesn't really need it, I guess, because it is kind of just a plain blue outfit. But shading's always great. I want more shading on figures. You saw how cool Toto was with his shading. But yeah, otherwise the faces are painted great. They're doing a great job with the eyes lately. This one's no exception. And Gojo's bright blue eyes really pop. Everything else is really clean. I was really surprised by how far he could kick forward. That's super cool. So overall, if you like JJK and you enjoy the hidden inventory arc, I would recommend this figure. I think you're going to enjoy it. I know I like it a lot. I'm looking forward to getting Suguru Geto now from the hidden inventory arc as well, before his dramatic turn to darkness. Our poor sweet boy. Anyway, let me know in the comments below. You gonna pick up this figure? You like the hidden inventory arc? Oh. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.